Welcome to my channel, everyone. In this video, I'm going to go over some very important points and some steps that are needed in order to become a profitable day trader. Everybody wants to day trade. It's becoming very, very popular, but nobody wants to put in that work, and no one wants to go that extra mile to becoming consistent and to becoming profitable. Everybody thinks it's just going to be handed to them. They can make a lot of money by doing nothing. All I could say is that there's no better feeling once you climb that mountain and you get over that hump of consistency rather than taking only a few occasional wins and very large losses with zero consistency. Before we do begin and get into this content, all I could ask is if you enjoy my channel and enjoy the videos, if you could just smash that like button and also follow me on Instagram. I will link this in the description below. I post very good trading tips and very good daily trading recaps on my story. Link will be in the description below. And without further ado, let's get right into it. Point number one is journal, journal, journal. The reason why I put this number one is because, in my opinion, it's the most important aspect. Your journal has to be your best friend. And with this journal, you're going to be able to review your mistakes, review your best trades, review your worst trades, review your emotions, how you were feeling at different trades, and you're going to be able to reflect. Without any reflection based off of your action, you're not going to see any progress. You could put 1,000 trades on, but if you're not learning from them, picking up what's going on in the market, picking up what's going on in your thought process, and picking up things in your strategy that you could tweak to improve on for the future, then you're not going to see any progress. You're just going to be a stagnant trader, and you're just going to be sitting in the same spot, taking trade after trade after trade with zero improvement. This is somewhat of what your journal should look like. I created this a while back. I personally use a different trading journal that a member created in the Discord room. But here's just an example of what you want to see. If you trade options, you want to have your expiration date of the contracts along with the strike price, along with how many contracts you purchased to open the position. Obviously, you want to have the dates. You could go back and see the different days. The time, the entry time is very, very important, because if you want to look back when you're reviewing this at the time you entered and the time you exited, you could easily visually see that from a chart. If you scale out, in this case, I bought 10 contracts to open and I sold 5 to close, and then the next 5 were to close the full position with every exit price and time. This will automate the profit and loss, your percent, and the dollar amount. And what's crucial to every journal, so you could go back and reflect on your past actions for progress, is to have a column for your chart and your note and thought process. So my notes on this trade was that Netflix, I took this long out of demand. We had strong buyers. ES and the NQ was very strong. We were at all-time highs. And I sold this too early, so that's something I could look back and improve on. My thought process, what I could use is that we never came below VWAP. We were very bullish. We were bull flagging with very strong demand, and we had a lot of room to the upside. Now, what's important here is if you have a chart column where you could input a picture of the chart. So if you want to go back, I just click that link and it brings me up a picture of my chart. So visually, you're going to learn a lot more from, looking at these numbers, because you can't tell what the market was doing or what the stock was doing. So now that I hit this link, my chart is pulled up and I could see I annotate all my charts with arrows for my entries and arrows for my exits. And I could see along the market, a 2-hour demand, it came up, I sold half position. As soon as we started looking like we were going to come down, I sold. So now I could reflect on this and say, maybe something I could use to improve on is that we were bull flagging. We had no reason to sell. It was just some profit taking place. We were above VWAP and we broke out and actually rallied all the way up into supply, right from demand to supply. It would have been a perfect trade, obviously in hindsight, but now my notes are something that I could go back and review on. So action and reflection equals progress. You have to journal. It should be your best friend. You should review it on weekends. You really have to spend a lot of time critiquing your trades, what you do right, what you do wrong, and remove the common denominators. Risk to reward ratio is very important, because one thing I could guarantee for sure is that no one ever knows what's going to happen in the market. People just put calculated risk on, and if it works out, their losing trades are going to be smaller than their winning trades. So your ultimate goal is to risk a little bit to make a lot, and you do that by your risk to reward ratio. The bigger your wins are, the smaller the losses, the more times you could afford to lose. The whole goal with trading is to lose more, but when you lose, your losses are very, very small compared to your winners. Here's a perfect example of, your risk to reward here is on the left. So the idea is the smaller the risk to reward, the more times you have to win. As you can see, the further you go up in this column, your win rate has to be higher in order for you to become profitable. So if you want to pause this video here, I want to just mention real fast that the higher your reward is compared to how much you're risking, the more times you could afford to lose. So if you're risking 10 bucks to, let's say, make 50 bucks, your risk to reward is 5 to 1, you can lose, 8 out of 10 times, win only on 2 of them, and you're still going to make money. Let's say you risk 10 bucks to make 30 bucks, you can afford to lose 7 out of 10 times, only win on 3 of them, and you're still going to come out profitable. So the idea here, which people struggle with, is they think they have to win all the time. You have to lose in order to win. As long as you're risking, a little bit to make a lot, who cares if you lose in the long run if your strategy is proven to have winning trades and consistency in the long run. Point number 3 goes hand in hand with risk to reward ratio. I see it all the time. Traders do not go in with proper position size. They go in with too heavy, and if they take a losing trade because they were in with such heavy size, that losing trade, let's say they're risking half of their account, that means if they take a loss, half their account's gone. Take another loss after that, they're out of the game for good. So you have to limit your total risk exposure, and you do that by having a proper position size. I made a video on this with trading proper position sizing before, but the way to do this is to first understand where you're going to enter on a chart. Once you get your entry, have where you're going to stop out, where is your risk compared to your reward based off of the chart, not your profit and loss. That's going to determine how much you have to risk. And then once you determine how much you have to risk, then you enter with correct position size. So let's say we're risking $100 on this trade. If we get in with 10 contracts, at that same point we were risking 100, that might be, 1,000. So maybe only going with one contract, and where we're going to exit if we're wrong, is going to be only $100 with one contract. Point number 4 is that you cannot gamble. I also see this all of the time. A lot of traders get sucked into day trading because they see people posting huge profits. They think it's super easy. They think they could follow a system. It's much more than that. People gamble. They put money. They go YOLO option calls. They see a stock going up. They buy it. They see it going down. They sell it. You have to have an edge. You have to have a strategy that has been back tested, forward tested. It's been proven to win in the consistent long run with zero emotions involved. If you do not go in the market every day confident to only trade your setups and your setups only, you're going to lose if you're going in there with zero confidence and, no system, no plan, no setup. You have to know exactly what you want to see. If you don't see it, you don't trade. If you do see it, you have opportunity. That's when the only time you are allowed to trade. You only get paid for your opportunity. You don't get paid for sitting in front of the screen and watching the market move. So my edge and my opportunity only comes when price moves into a supply or demand imbalance. So here we have Boeing, again, just like the earlier reference to Netflix. We have a demand imbalance where there are buy orders waiting to be filled once price comes into this area. The idea here is to get long calls, long the equity, and bounced at this demand overnight. We gapped up and rallied this morning right into a supply imbalance, and the idea here is either to take profit or sell the market short because there is an order imbalance to the sell side where there are unfilled sell orders sitting at this area. It's how the market moves. Supply and demand is what moves price in any market. You also have to be very patient and very disciplined. You have to know when to sit on your hands, and you have to know when to put a trade on. Like I said before, you get paid for your opportunity. You could sit all day long in front of a screen. That does not mean you're going to get paid. You could also sit all day in front of a screen and lose more money than what you had when you woke up. You have to know when to trade, and you have to know when to not trade. When your edge is present, you trade. When your edge is not present, you don't trade. People hop in the market, and it sucks to see. I unfortunately see it, but they blow up accounts because they're buying based off of their feelings. They're buying based off of their intuition. You have to buy on something that has been tested to win in the long run, And your feelings, I hate to say it, but what you think is going to happen has not been tested, and more than likely it's not going to work out in the short run or even in the long run. Leave your emotions out of it. You have to adapt to your signals. What I mean by this is that the market is not a one size fits all. It's constantly changing. There's so many different variables. It's so complex that people think that what worked, last year might work this year. The backbones of the market, what moves price, what drives price, is always going to be the same. It's a marketplace between buyers and sellers. But, support and resistance, for example, that was 1980s, 1990s type of thing where it worked, all the time. Now, as technology advanced, as more people understand it, it doesn't work as efficiently as it used to be, once it was first introduced. This also goes with your journal. If you see something what happened last week and you try it out this week and it doesn't work, maybe the market's adapting and you have to be able to change with it. What worked last month, what worked last year might be different than what's working, in current times. Your entry signals, your confirmations, what worked for you. At one point, you might have to adapt, tweak a couple things, and move with the market. If you stay stagnant, you're going to get left behind. It's always changing. The marketplace is always adapting to new technology, new traders, these new retail traders on Robinhood and all this stuff that's providing a lot of liquidity. Really has been driving price, making things different compared to what we saw, pre-COVID. So you have to adapt to your signals. And the last one is you have to understand market context. Which participants are in control? Are buyers and sellers? Like I said, it's a marketplace. It's an exchange of goods between buyers and sellers. Who is in control? Who is going to get rewarded? Who is going to get frustrated if they don't get rewarded? Where are bears? Where are bulls? Who's going to get stopped out at what level? Who is in control? Is volume low? Is volume light? Do we have strong volume today? Are trends sustaining? Are trends failing? Where's liquidity? How is the sentiment? Is a lot of people talking about a stock? Is it overcrowded? There's so many things that go into the market, and you have to be aware of it. You have to be able to adapt to it and make it, intertwine with your strategy and with your system. So don't think there's, a secret formula to success. You have to understand all these points. If you implement them, you listen to what I say, you follow my content, I'm sure that you're going to have a step forward and propel yourself into becoming a better and profitable day trader. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, like this video, comment, and also subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram. See you all at the next one. Peace.